Ahsoka gets therapized when mentors, therapists, parents, clergy, other people either push you too hard or don't believe in you. Wah, wah. What do we do? Mended light. Today we're going to be talking about the character of Sabine Wren. Sabine is a Mandalorian whose people got more or less massacred, and she was being trained by Ahsoka Tano to be a Jedi. After the massacre of Sabine's people, Ahsoka worried that Sabine would turn to vengeance and refuse to train her anymore. Sabine's now gone back to her old life, and she's a war hero, but she's also kind of pissed that her master just left her hanging. Let's take a look. Okay, so she's supposed to be at this commemoration event for winning the war against the Empire, and she's supposed to be celebrated as a war hero, and she's out of there. So the government sent people to look for her.
This is Spectre 2-1. This is Spectre 2-1. Commander Mended, copy.
What do you want, Porter?
Governor Azadi's looking for you.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Well, you're missing the ceremony.
Yep. Well, you're not wrong.
All right, look, Commander, I have my orders. I'm gonna need you to pull over.
Get lost.
You can't do that.
I love that it's Star Wars, so they say get lost instead of flipping the bird or dropping the F-bomb. But the spirit's still very much the same.
Stand down, Commander.
A little bit of hard rock in Star Wars.
Commander, stand down.
Is she gonna stop?
The droid's worried.
Dean, stand down.
She's crazy.
So he takes off and she's like, all right. When the people you love the most, you feel like they don't value you or see you or respect you, it's hard because it doesn't really matter then who does. And I'm not saying that's the way it should be. I'm just saying I think that's a very natural human thing. It's kind of the inverse of Rocky. If you saw Rocky, he wanted the respect of his community. And at the end, he has it. Everyone's chanting his name and he doesn't care, right? He just wants Adrian. He just wants Adrian's love. And like the inverse of that is I have the respect of all these people, but the person I love most discarded me and I can't hear it. Maybe you've been through a divorce or a bad breakup. Maybe you got fired from a job that you really loved and that you really thought you were going to shine in. Maybe a mentor or a professor or a teacher or a parent made you feel like you were no good. And you can be surrounded by people who want to love you and you just want to leave because you feel like an imposter. And I see this going on with Sabine. They're going to celebrate her and she says, why am I worth celebrating? My master said, I think you're going to turn into a Sith. Sorry, we can't work together, right? It hurts. So through a series of events, Sabine is now back on Ahsoka's ship. And Ahsoka is willing to take her on as a Padawan again because Ahsoka believes that she's in a better place. Also, she feels guilty for abandoning her. But the warmth between them isn't there anymore. And there's a lot of hurt because Sabine feels like Ahsoka's doing this out of guilt and obligation, which she is, and not because Ahsoka believes in her. So here's Sabine doing lightsaber training with Hu Yang, the robot, who's trained a lot of Jedi, and she's training with a wooden sword, so she doesn't cut anything.
Kire, Kise, Daiki. Kise, Kire, Daiki, Daiki, Set. Yoki. Yate.
Well,
Not bad, but not good.
Now, Sabine's struggle is that she's an excellent warrior. She's Mandalorian. They're fighters. She's great with blasters. She's even great with lightsabers. But what she struggles with is her use of the Force. In other words, her ability to calm her mind, her ability to be present in the moment and to be mindful, and her ability to connect with something greater than herself are all lacking. Hu Yang goes so far as to tell her that he's helped train hundreds of Jedi and she's near the bottom of Force sensitivity, which she finds very painful, right?
Well, I discovered that according to Hu Yang, I'm the worst candidate to be a Jedi out of every Jedi he's ever known.
You told her that?
It's true.
And she and Ahsoka get separated. And she goes looking for Ezra Bridger, their lost friend, who was training to become a Jedi. Sabine tells Ezra, after you left, Ahsoka started training me. And he says, really? And then he tries to cover and he goes, oh no, that's great.
Ahsoka took me on as her apprentice.
She what? Why? I mean, congratulations. Really?
Go on.
No, that's great. Makes sense, of course.
But his really was like, oh, I imagine you'd suck at that. Like, and this is where our own insecurities come into play. Sometimes people believe in us, but because we don't believe in ourselves, we sabotage our own efforts. Sometimes people believe in us, but because they're giving us direct feedback about something we're sensitive about, we interpret it as an attack when it was never meant to be one. Sometimes people don't believe in us, and sometimes they do, but they're just kind of worn out from our bullshit.
This is really getting old.
We can't just hand the blame to everyone else and say, you're mean to me, you don't believe in me. And the biggest reason why, even if they are being unkind or they lack faith in you, is because getting in that headspace makes you a victim. And maybe you are. Maybe they're mistreating you, but if you're seeing the world that way, you're waiting for them to fix it. And that may never happen.
It's been forever. We've been waiting forever.
You're waiting for them to make it right. And they may never choose to because they don't see eye to eye with you. As long as you're in victim space, you're not going to take the reins of your own life. I was watching the show Avatar: The Last Airbender. And Uncle Iroh, this character, he says to his nephew, he says,
while it is always best to believe in oneself, a little help from others can be a great blessing.
And I think we kind of invert that we feel like we need others to believe in us in order for us to succeed. But that's supplemental. That's not the foundation. I know a lot of people who said, I'm not doing this, that, or the other because of how I was mistreated or because of how people didn't believe in me. And the fact is, yeah, that puts you at a disadvantage. Sabine, on her own little side quest adventure here, has to survive and starts to believe more and more in her own abilities and capabilities. So when the time comes, she finds Ezra, they're reunited with Ahsoka, and serious ass gets kicked.
Here, do your thing.
What thing?
It's your lightsaber, take it.
You keep it.
What?
I don't need it.
At least take a blaster.
No. The Force is my ally. That's all I need.
So Ezra Bridger is essentially Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Bruce Lee rolled into one with Force powers. That's cool.
Close.
Take her, now.
That body armor's so cool. And the flamethrower, come on. We're gonna see Ezra stall for time here because he senses who's coming.
Wait! We could talk or...
Fire!
And stormtroopers die, because that's kind of why they're here. Here's what I see. What I just said about people believing in you is a blessing. Whether anyone believes in you or not, the only way you stand on your own, the only way you step into your power, the only way you're resilient and strong and happy in life is if you recognize by being a human being, you have strengths and weaknesses, same as everybody else.
Same.
And if you see yourself as incapable, it's because you're de-emphasizing or minimizing your strengths and you're magnifying your weaknesses. All of us are capable of learning new skills. All of us are capable of stepping up to our values with greater strength. It takes time, it takes focus, it takes educating yourself, and it takes practice. And Sabine is starting to get that from herself. But the moment she says to Ezra, take the lightsaber, do your thing, and he says, I don't need it, he's showing her two things. One, this is what's possible. Let me show you where I'm at, because she knew him when he was a little boy with no skill. And two, I'm not going to save the day. We're going to save the day. And he goes from, you're training as a Jedi, to take the lightsaber. We got this. It is a powerful, beautiful thing to have people who believe in you. So the second part of what I was saying about believing in yourself, but having others believe in you is a blessing. If you feel like people in your life, like Hu Yang and Ahsoka at the beginning of the series, don't believe in you, don't support you, don't back you up, criticize you, tear you down, explore one, am I being defensive and sensitive because what they're saying is true and they're trying to teach me a valuable lesson? Or two, are they out of line and perhaps even uncaring? And if it's the second one, then you need to surround yourself with people like Ezra who will build you up. People who see your worth and who are invested in helping you see it more clearly. If you're watching this series of Ahsoka videos that I've done, you watched the video about Ahsoka and Anakin, you know that she returns from her encounter with him basically in the Force spirit world, right? She returns from her encounter with him changed in her approach to life and to her Padawan. Sabine thinks that Ahsoka isn't fully involved in her training because Ahsoka doesn't believe in her. What's really going on is Ahsoka is afraid that she'll fail as a master, but has never revealed that insecurity to Sabine. Ahsoka, interacting with Anakin again, remembers what a great master he was and decides to step into that space for Sabine and to step into it fully.
Anakin. He always stood by me. Even when no one else did. That's why, no matter what happens next, I'm going to be there for you.
Earlier in the series, Ahsoka's flying, Sabine's back manning the guns, and Ahsoka is trying to use this as a lesson, right? We're being chased. Sabine, you're back there firing at the ships that are chasing us, and Ahsoka's trying to teach her how to use the Force in that moment and how to let the Force guide her. And Sabine is saying, yeah, now's not the time for that. We're going to die. I need you to move the ship the way I want you to move it so I can have a clear shot at the fighters. And they're bickering about what the objective is in the moment. Hu Yang convinces Ahsoka to listen to his Padawan. She may be younger, she may be less experienced, but she's telling you what she needs. Greatest takeaway from this right here for me. 1, surround yourself with people who will tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. But then will respect that you're going to make what decisions you're going to make. Because that's what Ahsoka is saying here. Whatever you decide to do, I've got your back. And 2, if your mentor, parent, boss, leader, whoever is letting you down, then learn from that. Learn from that so that when you're a leader, you can do what Ahsoka ultimately does, which is, I'm going to listen to this person who's younger and less experienced than me. I'm going to hear their perspective and their needs, and I'm going to be open to their influence. So, what have you learned from these clips? These are my takeaways, but what are your thoughts? What are you getting from them? And if you watched the Ahsoka series, did you like it? What were its strengths and weaknesses? How have you handled mentors who maybe don't believe in you the way that you want them to or push you too hard? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this, we got a whole series of Star Wars videos right here for you to enjoy. Until next time, folks, keep shining because we need your light.